Hello guys, you are with the Tech Science. Today we're discussing a point from the field of biology, and here the name of the point is called Reflex Action with the help of a diagram. If you observe here at the left hand side, there is a scenario is that in that scenario you found some kind of like a kind of scenario is what. So here near to the candle, if your finger will be get touched to the candle, what should be happen, and what is the process of the transferring of the messages from the sensory organ towards the either it is spinal cord or brain. Now it's time to clear. And second thing, at the right side there is a diagram which exactly differentiate explain you the types of neuron. So we know that inside the human body, nervous system is a very important part, and this nervous system is basically to transfer the messages from the organ towards the brain and brain to the respected organ. So communication is with the help of the nervous system, and neuron is a structural and functional unit of the nervous system, while this neuron is basically divided in three types. Which is the first one? The first is called as the sensory neuron. So this sensory neuron, it carry the impulses, it carry the information from the different organ. For example, this is an organ, observe here. So here your finger is nothing but an organ, so it transfer the message from the organ towards the brain. This is the function of sensory neuron. Motor neuron having the reverse function of the first one. So motor neuron carry the messages from brain to the respected organ or the muscles which are taking an action to that respected organ. And association neuron is carries some kind of integration function with these. So association neuron, how it play an important role in the reflex action. Now it's time to see. Okay, now observe here. So here we have this first point, it is called as the reflex action. This is the figure which explain you the concept of reflex action. Generally what happen here, in our body the actions are basically divided in two parts. The first one is called normal action and second is called as the reflex action, and this is the example of reflex action. What happen in the normal action? In the normal action, suppose I want to write, I want to take a video, I want to walk, I want to play cricket. In that case a normal action is to be performed, and in the normal action, first here your sensory organ carry the impulses from what happened to the surrounding. On the basis of the stimulus, what happened to the surrounding, they transfer the messages via spinal cord to the brain. Now here the brain analyze the data what is coming from exactly to the sensory neuron, and with the help of this motor neuron it gives some kind of order to those organ which have to be, you have to take the actions. So motor neuron carry the impulses from the brain to the muscles of the respected organ and the action is performed. But what happened in case of reflex action? In the reflex action means, in short, what I want to say like that in a normal action there is of course a very great role is regarding the brain, and everything is under the control of the brain. But in case of reflex action, if you observe this diagram, what do you find? Spinal cord play a very important role in the reflex action. So control and coordination in case of the reflex action is performed by the spinal cord only, without involvement of brain. A very important point you have to be noted here. So what is reflex action? What happened to the surrounding? An immediate and involuntary response or the action that has been performed, and that kind of action is called as the reflex action. It is called a reflex action. Example, observe the diagram, this diagram. What happened here diagram? In this diagram, what is the scenario? First of all, near the candle, accidentally your finger get touched to the candle. This is the first one. Right now, so what happened here? In the first case, your sensory neuron come into the picture, and they transfer a sudden message. What happened to the surrounding as per the stimuli? They transfer the messages. Observe, with the help of this arrow they transfer the messages, and now the message is moving towards the spinal cord. And actually in the normal action, via the spinal cord it moves toward the brain. But what happened in the reflex action? Now observe. Now this is what the second. What happened to the second? Suddenly you take out the fingers from as per as possible without any involvement of the brain. Suddenly we take out our finger or the hand from this, away from this candle. So this is what a kind of messages that has been transferred by the sensory neuron toward the spinal cord. And this is what denoted by the diagram number 3. Here the sensory neuron now come into the picture and they transfer the messages. At the fourth point, the association neurons came into the picture. and as per the message that has been transferred by the sensory neuron, now association neuron take a decision that this kind of action that has been controlled and coordinated by the spinal cord only. Here there is should not be involvement of the brain, because of course much time is required to move the data, to move the messages toward the brain, and again brain should be reply this. For the reason, if you have to take an immediate and involuntary action, the association neuron transfer this, of course all scenario with for to handle this scenario only for the spinal cord only. So the diagram number 5 means what? The diagram number 5 means here there is an involvement of spinal cord, and as the data or this case that has been handled by handled by this spinal cord, this decision takes by the association neuron. Now spinal cord takes an immediate action here, and he gives an order via motor neuron. Observe, so here this arrow indicate that the arrow which is message which is coming from inside, it is handled by the spinal cord only, and now it move toward the with the help of the motor neuron. Now the message is moving, and this is indicated by the number 6. What number 6 indicate? Number 6 indicate that the action, now it is order given by control and coordination is done by spinal cord only, and with the help of this, now this motor neuron now transfer the answer or the message to the respected scenario to those muscles taking action, and that is what the function of motor neuron. Of course here the message that has been transferred of the motor neuron, now it moved toward the muscles. Now at 7 number, observe, this is the 7 number. At 7 number, the muscles are taking in action, and suddenly the your hand, it will be removed away from this burning candle. So this is what an involuntary and immediate action taken by this, and it is, if you observe the complete scenario, what you find, the complete scenario indicate that a kind of action that is, it is called as the reflex action. What is this? It is a reflex action, and it is completely controlled and coordinated by the spinal cord. So such kinds of action is nothing but called as the reflex action. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel and press on the bell icon for the new notification. Thank you.